Hey guys, Olaf here from LSE. So you can see and just saw the engine, actually the front view of the engine. It's a Pentastar V6 2.7 liter, which is being used in the Challenger series and the Charger series, the Chrysler 300s, the Sebring, and also in the Dodge Magnum. There you can see now I took the water pump out, and this is actually where the water pump sits. It's actually under the front cover of your engine. You have to use multiple 10mm bolts to remove. You have your wheel, your belt has to be removed. Once you have your belt removed, underneath they are hidden under one of your tensioner arm. You have to remove your tensioner arm, and underneath there is a 15mm, and next to it is another 15mm to remove actually your front cover, and on top of that cover you have a 30mm. I'm not really videoed the whole removal of it because it's not very easy to do that if you don't have the engine removed out of the engine bay. As you guys can see, in order to access it, you have to remove your fan, you have to remove your belt, a lot of other tools in order to access the front of your engine. So just make sure that you take your covers off and work your way to it. There are other videos which are better about this, where the engine was actually removed. So just look for the Pentastar 2.7 liter engine on how to replace the water pump. It is very good described what to do in order to get there. And so my part is more of the assembly side. Once you have it removed, you have to remove also your timing chain. I highly recommend, if you have already over 100,000 miles on your engine, please do remove also and change out your oil pump. If you already have everything pulled apart the way I have pulled it apart, it is wise to replace your oil pump. There's an unwritten document from Pentastar, and it's out in the industry. Nobody really tells you about it, nobody talks about it, but my experience from working on cars shows me that an oil pump can fail just by normal use after 80,000 or more miles. If you're already replacing your water pump, also replace your oil pump, because it right sits below the water pump. You'll see it in the diagram when you look at the timing chain. The timing chain on the Pentastar 2.7 rides on the two camshaft on the top, and then in the center you have two pivot points, and the top one is your water pump, the lower one is your oil pump. So if you already have to replace the timing chain anyways, and the best way to determine if your timing chain needs to be replaced is look at your tensioner for your timing chain. If that one sticks out more than an inch while engaged, your timing chain is stretched. Replace it. It's worth the effort when you're already doing it. The timing chain you can get for as cheap as $40-50. If you get it from Coyote, you're paying around $85. That is the most important part of your engine, so spend a couple bucks more, get a name brand. You don't need to buy the OEM because it is a Coyote anyways. So just make sure that you're going through the steps. If you have issues on removing some of the parts on your front plate, so where your main bolt sits into your The word I was looking for, a harmonic balancer, but they also say it's a crankshaft pulley. So the crankshaft pulley, when you remove it, you can actually use a standard 3-jaw puller. Just make sure it's short enough in order to remove it. Also, a couple of specs you need to know when you put the thing back together. So the crankshaft pulley bolt is 125 foot-pound torque. So make sure that you tie that down correctly again. The idler pulley bolt is 20.8, so 20 to 21 foot-pounds of torque. The $10mm bolts are 40 foot-pounds, just so that you know. I'm looking right now through a chart for the V6 engine for the torque specs. Just reading up what's important for specs to know. Drive belt tension is 40. Drive plate bolts is 70. But those are the main ones. Make sure that you replace also your seal around your crankshaft while you have the pulley already removed. So as you can see, I'm doing some work here in the back the whole time, trying to line up the timing. I showed a diagram on how to line up your timing chain marks. All the parts which I've used for this work, I will put affiliate links from Amazon, which don't cost you a cent. Just helps the whole thing. Here's the chain, for example. It has to have the marks on. Here's the whole thing installed on the upper side. You see the pump is in. I'm still waiting for the oil pump to arrive. Here you see on the left side the old pump, which is plastic. On the right side, the pump with all the correct specs with an aluminum graphite wheel, so that doesn't shrapnel as bad as plastic. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. If you have questions, just ask them below. I'm more than happy to answer them as quickly as possible. Thanks again. Have a beautiful day.